In 2016, something happened that almost nobody in American politics truly believed could happen. A real estate mogul, a reality television star, a man with no prior military or government experience, managed to win the presidency.
I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton.
To understand how Donald Trump became president of the United States, you have to understand what the political establishment believed he couldn't be. For decades, American presidential campaigns followed a script. Candidates were polished, disciplined, careful with language, publicly courteous, even toward rivals, especially toward rivals. 2 elections earlier, in 2008 and 2012, Barack Obama had embodied that script almost perfectly. He was composed, articulate, and measured. His rhetorical style was soaring but restrained. Even critics acknowledged his political discipline. So, when Donald Trump descended the escalator at Trump Tower in June 2015 and announced his candidacy, accusing Mexico of sending criminals and proposing a border wall, most political observers saw it as a spectacle, a branding exercise, a tantrum, maybe even a publicity stunt. Obama himself had previously mocked Trump publicly. At the 2011 White House Correspondents' Dinner, Obama roasted Trump, who had been promoting the birther conspiracy questioning Obama's citizenship.
Someone should get to the bottom of that. And I know just the guy to do it. Donald Trump is here tonight. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
The room laughed. Trump did not. To much of Washington, Trump was unserious, a loud figure in a system that rewarded polish. But what elites interpreted as self-sabotage turned out to be something else entirely. Trump broke rules, and the breaking of rules became the point. He insulted rivals with nicknames. He attacked journalists. He dismissed political correctness. He rejected the rituals of courtesy that had defined presidential politics for decades. To establishment figures in both parties, this behavior was disqualifying. To a growing segment of voters, it was electrifying. Because by 2015, something had shifted beneath the surface of American politics.
And I am forever grateful for what you've sacrificed.
The election of Barack Obama had been historic, the first black president in American history. For millions, it symbolized progress. For others, it triggered a deep cultural backlash. There were voters who never accepted Obama's legitimacy. Conspiracy theories flourished. Movements emerged insisting the country was being taken away from its real identity. Trump tapped directly into that disbelief. He amplified birtherism. He questioned institutions. He framed Obama-era policies not just as misguided, but as existential threats to the nation. The core of his early base in 2016 included white evangelical Christians, white nationalist sympathizers, and voters who felt culturally displaced. Not all were overt racists, but racial resentment and cultural grievance were powerful undercurrents in the coalition. Trump didn't shy away from those tensions. He leaned into them. While other Republican candidates, seasoned governors and senators, delivered rehearsed speeches, Trump delivered rallies. He spoke less about detailed legislative blueprints and more about grievance, immigration, trade deals, media bias, political correctness, global elites. His message was simple. The system is rigged. The elites have betrayed you, and I am not one of them. It was a remarkable pitch because by most measurable standards, Trump was an elite, a billionaire businessman, a Manhattan real estate developer, a celebrity. But politics is about perception. Trump convinced millions of voters that he was an outsider precisely because the political class rejected him. Every denunciation from party leaders reinforced his argument. They fear me because I threaten them. When he attacked Republican opponents during the primaries, Low Energy Jeb, Little Marco, Lion Ted, party elders expected his campaign to collapse under the weight of impropriety. Instead, it consolidated support. His victory in the Republican primaries stunned the political world.
Delegates and fellow Americans, I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
Many Democrats had assumed that Republican voters would ultimately choose a more conventional nominee. When Trump secured the nomination, it signaled something deeper. This was not a protest candidacy, it was a movement. On the Democratic side, a different battle was unfolding. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton entered the race as the overwhelming favorite. The party establishment coalesced around her early, but Senator Bernie Sanders, a self-described Democratic socialist, mounted an unexpectedly strong challenge. Sanders energized young voters and anti-establishment Democrats with a populist message focused on economic inequality and corporate power. Many of his supporters believed the Democratic National Committee tilted the primary process in Clinton's favor through debate scheduling, fundraising structures, and insider endorsements.
And so, my friends, it is with humility, determination, and boundless confidence in America's promise that I accept your nomination for President of the United States.
Whether one calls it sabotage or strategic consolidation, the outcome was clear. The Democratic establishment ensured that 2008 would not repeat itself. In 2008, Obama had defeated Clinton as an insurgent outsider. In 2016, the outsider would not prevail, and that decision mattered because the general election became a contest between a perceived outsider and a perceived insider. Trump relentlessly attacked Clinton as corrupt, elite, and criminal. He amplified conspiracy theories. He fueled chants of "lock her up." He portrayed her as the embodiment of a broken system. Many primary strategies were persuasion through policy. Trump's was attack, constant, relentless, personal attacks.
If I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation, because there has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it. The people of this country are furious. In my opinion, the people that have been long-term workers at the FBI are furious.
Against Clinton, a candidate already burdened by decades of partisan controversy, it worked. Would that same strategy have worked against Bernie Sanders? Possibly, but Sanders' anti-establishment image may have complicated Trump's outsider narrative. Two populists, both railing against elites, would have leveled the playing field in unpredictable ways. Instead, Trump positioned himself as the only vessel for rebellion. He targeted key Midwestern states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, places hit hard by deindustrialization and trade shifts. He focused less on expanding the Republican map broadly and more on flipping narrow margins in strategic states. And then came election night. Trump lost the popular vote by nearly 3 million ballots, but the presidency is decided by the Electoral College. By winning razor-thin margins in those key states, Trump secured the electoral votes needed to win the White House.
Donald Trump wins Wisconsin, surpassing the 270 electoral votes he would need to take the presidency. That is what we are seeing on this screen. It has been a stunning night. It has been a historic night.
Shock rippled through media studios and pollsters scrambled for explanations. Democratic strategists searched for missed warning signs. For many Americans, supporters and critics alike, disbelief lingered. How had a candidate dismissed as unserious, offensive, and unelectable defeated one of the most experienced political figures in modern history? The answer lies in a convergence of forces: cultural backlash after 8 years of Barack Obama, economic anxiety in key regions, distrust of institutions, Democratic overconfidence, Republican miscalculation, and a candidate willing to violate every norm of modern campaigning. Trump won the game by refusing to play it at all, not by playing better. In breaking the rules, he revealed something profound. Those rules were sustained by belief. Once enough, voters stopped believing in them. They stopped functioning. Donald Trump's ascent to the presidency was not an accident. It was a signal that a significant portion of the American electorate was willing to reject decorum, reject expertise, and reject the political establishment in favor of disruption. Whether that disruption strengthened or weakened American democracy remains debated, but one thing is undeniable. In 2016, the man most experts were certain would never win. The presidency rewrote the rules of American politics and walked into the White House anyway.